There are times when life can feel like the ocean, full of currents, waves, and unexpected storms. During midlife transitions, the tides can feel especially overwhelming and disorienting. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to help you stay grounded, resilient, and well during the turbulence. I'm Kathy Robinson, and I built my transition wellness toolkit throughout a 33-year corporate career before becoming a wellness professional. Today, I'll share a wellness overview, a strategy to holistically handle your stress, and my favorite self-care practice that you can do in 5 minutes. Midlife transitions are often stressful due to a variety of reasons. The biggest factor is uncertainty. When life gets upended, it can seem full of unknowns, which can lead to feelings of anxiety and fear of what lies ahead. During these times, there can be a focus on what's lost, how much there is to do, a looming fear of failure, external pressure, and internal doubt. Rest assured, all of these feelings are normal. And when you have a better understanding of the reasons behind this stress, you can design strategies to navigate life changes more effectively. Here's why wellness matters in times of life transitions. It builds a strong body. Movement, nutrition, and sleep will keep your immune system robust. It fosters a healthy mind. Wellness activities build emotional resilience and keep mental health issues such as anxiety and depression in check. And it invites a curious spirit. A strong body and healthy mind invites focus and productivity, leading to further exploration and a greater sense of purpose, which is critical as we age. You'll find that incorporating wellness practices into your daily routine will not only help you handle life transition challenges, but you may even thrive throughout that process. But here's the thing, wellness is personal and looks different for each of us. Let's take a look at the words wellness and well-being. These words are often used interchangeably, but there's definitely a distinction between the two. I think of wellness as the choices that we make and the actions we take that create our lifestyle. It's an ongoing journey and one that evolves over time. Well being is the experience of the positive wellness actions that we take. It's how we feel as a result of our choices and actions. Just think about how you feel after a good workout, a walk in nature, or a solid night of sleep. Optimal well being is where you want to head directionally. It includes things like life satisfaction and happiness. It's our overall engagement with life, and it will increase your wealth. Wellth. To sum it up, wellness is what you do, well being is how you feel as a result, and optimal well being is the aspiration. Here's something else to note, wellness is fluid. It's a series of ongoing adjustments to the practices that keep you well. I found that every 5 years or so, I tend to make new choices. For example, in my early 50s, it was all about endurance sports and increasing my aerobic capacity. But I've since shifted toward strength, flexibility, and balance, elements to keep me functional as I get older. So instead of cycling and running mile after mile, I'm enjoying activities like CrossFit, kickboxing, and hiking with my friends. I also like to think of wellness as a form of self-respect. It's the byproduct of when you honor yourself by embracing wellness as a vital and ongoing process of making choices to create a healthy, integrated, and fulfilling life. Regardless of your age or level of wellness, you can enhance your vitality and well being by reconnecting with yourself and determining what's important to you today. It's never too early nor too late to begin. Let's go a little deeper. When we think of being well, we typically think of food and exercise, but there's a lot more to well being. It's not just the absence of disease, but a state of physical, mental, and social well being. A few years back, I co created two wellness models with my colleague, Dr. Robin McIntyre, that we use in our respective work. I think you'll find them helpful as you think about your own levels of wellness. Dr. Robin and I chose to emphasize 6 components that we think contribute to holistic well being, the ones that consider the whole person. This model also features lines that connect each of the 6 elements to highlight the interconnectivity and interdependency of well being. The first 3 tenets are probably most familiar: mind, body, and spirit, which are individual or inward looking. But if we're truly being holistic, it's important to consider a second group of 3, which are outside of us. And these are concentric spheres of family, however you choose to define it, community, and environment. Balance comes into play here. Underperforming in any of these areas will not achieve well being. Conversely, overdoing one or several areas at the expense of the others can have adverse effects. So it follows that our daily micro decisions are important and cumulative. Going further, we should never underestimate the power that we have to alter our health trajectory, which leads us to another model that I created with Dr. Robin called the Wellness Continuum, which relates to our physical health. And this brings me to my main tenet of my wellness philosophy, which is the body's natural tendency is toward health and self-healing. I once had a wellness professional on the Athena Wellness podcast who said, "When you cut your arm, you don't need to tell it how to heal." That's what I mean by our natural state of wellness, trusting the body to self-regulate and doing all we can to support that process. If our natural state of wellness is our starting point, we can think of wellness on a continuum where we can move toward well being or impaired wellness by the choices we make. Consistent, healthy choices move us toward optimal well being, while suboptimal choices can move us toward chronic illness. As Dr. Robin likes to say, good health is a continual striving to live a life that's full, meaningful, zestful, and exuberant. That's what I call wholehearted living. Before I get to the wellness strategy and practice that can move you toward optimal well-being, let's briefly connect this back to stress. Stress moves you into the red zone toward chronic illness by something called the caveman response to danger, or fight or flight. When we're in that state, the body releases the stress hormone cortisol, and we're ready to take on the cause of danger or run from it. This is good, but we're rarely in acute danger. Cortisol is also released when we're chronically stressed, and these chemicals have impact. They may result in headaches, tension, and upper body pain. They can even cause rapid heartbeat, raised blood pressure, and anxiety. And all of these can lead to more chronic and critical health issues. Stress can also cause breath holding in tense situations. There have been studies on screen apnea, where people hold their breath as they're checking their devices, which the body reads as stress and triggers the fight or flight response. Think about how many times a day you pick up your phone. Now to the strategy and the practice. First, the strategy. When you're stressed, the last thing you need is more stress, which is what you'll create if you embark on a big wellness goal at that time. So, my recommendation is this: in times of stress, find one thing that is calming and routinely gift that to yourself. You're looking for something that will quiet the noise, something you can do each day for short periods of time to quell the inner and outer chatter. And the reason why this is so important is because it's the only way to connect with your IPS, internal positioning system. Your IPS is like your car's GPS in that it helps you see exactly where you are so you can map to where you want to go. Spending just a small amount of time in quiet, even using noise-canceling headphones in the middle of a busy city, can restore your nervous system, open channels to clearer thinking, and invite creativity. Which leads me to a practice that you can do in just 5 minutes a day. It's a contemplative practice that I call hand over heart breathing. This practice helped me find my still point when I was at my busiest in my corporate career, and it helped me listen to my inner wisdom for guidance. It's safe to say that I wouldn't be talking to you in this capacity without this practice. Here's how you do it. Set your alarm for 5 minutes when you wake in the morning so you can lay right in bed. Place your right hand over your heart and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to relax. And then gently remind yourself that there's nothing for you to do in this moment. There's no one to tend to, and there are no decisions to make. Just be and enjoy the quiet of the present moment. Should your mind drift, and it will, gently bring it back to how good it feels to be in the quiet. That's it. It sounds so simple, but it's incredibly soothing, and I invite you to give it a try. As we bring this talk to a close, remember that midlife transitions are a natural part of life, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed and stressed during these times. By including gentle wellness practices into your life, you can navigate these challenges with greater serenity, starting with just 5 minutes breathing with your hand over your heart. And here's the secret. What you'll find is you want to be in that space more. And in time, the quiet and calm will expand to other areas of your life. You'll naturally gravitate toward ease and begin to access the wisest part of yourself. It's a beautiful unfolding. If you give it a try, please do let me know how it went. And if you want to dive deeper into the topic of midlife wellness, you can join my mailing list at athenawellness.com/subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, be well.